Hey gang, and welcome back. I wanted to go ahead and go over how to set up your photo project too. What you see right here is your checklist, and where you see these boxes is where you're going to be inserting your images. So, and you will put this information below each image for shallow depth of field, high ISO, yada yada yada. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and click on Photoshop, hit the shortcut, which is Command and N as in Nancy, Command N, create a new file, change the preset here to US paper, make sure your name, title it your name, whatever your name is. I'm just going to use a blank name here, underscore photo project 2. Change the color mode to RGB. It's probably already on there for you. Go ahead and say OK. And the first things we need to do is title it up here at the top. So we're going to click on the text tool down here. And I'm going to click up here and drag out a text box. Notice that the color of my font can be changed by this little white box here, which will open up a color box. I'm going to give it black as a color, set my font to be 12 points. I'm going to go ahead and show you something else while you're in here. If you go to Window and Character, or see if there's a check beside that, that means the character panel is open and viewable. I have it set here. Looks like my leading's a little high. I got 12-point font, so I'm going to make a 14-point leading. Okay, I'm going to put Mr. Oh, also make sure, and this looks high too. So anyway, I'm going to do 0. Okay, Mr. Deer. I'm just going to make up some generic name, and I can click, and if you hover over any of these boxes here, you can click on them, click and drag out. For instance, you see I've written Mr. Deer. If I click and drag out just a little here to the right, you can see it's spreading my text out. Okay, so anyway, put your name, hit return, and then put your period, whether it's 6 or 7 or whatever the period is. I'm going to put 6 period. Okay, and return one more time, photo project 2. Then I'm going to click over here on my move tool, which allows me to move it, and now I can click and move that over here. Notice something over here on the right. I have my layers panel up. Again, if you go to Window and you don't have a check beside your layers, it's not up. So notice that the Photoshop works off layers, so I can turn the layer on or off, or I can even lock it. So to lock a layer, you just click right here, and that layer is locked. Notice by default, it always locks the bottom layer. You just double click on it and say OK, and it unlocks the bottom layer. Okay, so now what we need to do is go ahead and insert our images, but we also need to include where was the shot taken, when was the shot taken, the f-stop, the ISO, and the shutter speed for every shot. So I'm going to go ahead and place one image real quickly. This one's called, let's go to puppy.psd. Okay, so let's imagine this is one of your photographs. If this is one of your photographs, you would say Command A, which is a shortcut for select all, Command C to copy, and then you would Command V to paste. Your image would probably be really big and you would need to resize it. I have the move tool selected, so I can resize it with a shortcut called Command T. That stands for Command Transform. Command T, hold down Shift, and click and drag the image down, position it where you need it to go, and when you're finally satisfied, hit Enter, and the picture's set right there. Notice I also have this auto select on that lets me do move various objects on the page. So I would put my information below that. You find your information for any picture on, let's open up another picture. I'm going to open let's open this one. Okay, so if this was a photograph you took, You find your file information by going up to File, File Info, and you go to Camera Data. And right here it tells you your shutter speed, your f-stop, and your ISO. And say OK. So say if this was one of my images, I'd hit Command A to select all, Command C to copy, go back to my photo project, and then I would hit Command V to paste. Now here's a situation that's a lot bigger. I'm going to hit Command T to transform it, hold down Shift, click and drag that. Always hold down Shift. Let go of the clicker last, but keep Shift held down, and then move it, lift up Shift, and you can move it. Okay? And you would just click the text, say Apply. Click the text box and drag yourself out one, type in your information, and there you go. I hope this video has been informative on how to set up your photo collage.